What's going on, y'all? Y'all here with international journalist, The Media Prince, and I'm here with the lovely and beautiful Miss Shay Parker.
Hi.
She does it all. You are editor-in-chief of EGL, which is Everything Girls Love.
Yes.
You're with Black Girl Digital.
Yes.
And you're a co-host for the new radio show that's doing numbers right now, The Mix-Up.
Yes.
So
I'm like a Jamaican. All different hats.
So how is it juggling all of those hats?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's a constant shift of priorities. It just kind of depends on what's going on. Like if, EGL is really has some stuff going on, that's what I'm focusing on most. Or like with the radio show, when we're just going ham, that's what I'm focusing on. I work full time too, so I gotta focus on that. So it's really just a constant shift in priorities depending on what's going on at the time. And it's one of those things you never get right. Like you're always trying to kind of navigate and figure it out, but that's what it is.
Okay.
Like, if you try to eat, you can't complain about having a lot on your plate.
Exactly. So take us back. How did you get your start?
So how I got my start, I'm originally from Hampton, Virginia.
Okay.
And so I graduated high school, Kickingham High School in 2009. Came up here to Howard. I always knew I wanted to go to Howard. Like since I was little. Like my grandma did not want me to go to Howard. She was like, I don't want you to go there. It's a party school. And I'm like, girl, every school is a party school. But then we eventually came up here for a college visit, and she just saw how happy I was. Like she loved it, how the campus and the staff were very family oriented, and so it just kind of went off from there. And so of course, naturally, Howard is one of those schools where everybody is moving and shaking. Like you get on campus and people just take off, doing whatever, like trying to be in the mix, just trying to find their place. And when I picked my major, which was broadcast journalism, you could not tell me I was not going to be on 106 in Park. I was going to be on 106 in Park. I was going to be the next Free, and that's just what it was going to be. So when I got on campus, I immediately just started trying to find things that would kind of put me in that path. So I started working for different magazines that were on campus, the campus newspaper, the radio station, different shows. I got into the National Association of Black Journalists. So really just kind of like getting into stuff. And that's really how it all started. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but her name is Kiki Ayers.
Yes.
She went to Howard, and that was like my first mentor. I believe she was a junior when I was a freshman, and she had a publication called The Urban Feed. And so I started off as a writer and did really well with her. And then she started producing shows. So I ended up co-producing on some shows, co-hosting some shows, interviewing artists. So she was kind of the person who gave me like my first shot at doing stuff, like little 17, I think I was 17 at the time because I was young in college, little 17-year-old, 18-year-old Shay, just trying to move and shake, interview go-go artists and all that type of stuff. So shout out to Kiki, by the way. Okay.
So has it been hard transitioning and manifesting different boundaries of your career, because you're touching everything that can go into broadcast journalism?
I wouldn't say that it's necessarily been hard in the sense of trying to get into different things. I think probably the hardest thing to get into is radio. Okay. Just because the market is like this small, but luckily, with the internet, you have podcasts, very successful podcasts that are on, iTunes, like Revolt Digital, DTLR Radio, stuff like that. So the market has opened up a little bit, but when I was first starting, it was really hard to get on, WHBC, which is Howard's, student radio station, and even harder to get, on WHUR. So I did really well at WHBC, and then I eventually got a show on WHUR as a student on Glasshouse Radio, which was like WHUR World, their whole little kind of little radio network. So that would probably be the hardest. But I think juggling so much would be the most difficult internal part of it, because you're trying to give attention to so many different things, but they all kind of work to elevate your brand. So for me, just whatever career move that I make, I try to always make sure that it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. I feel like as long as you know point A and you know point Z, and you have faith in God and you have that consistency and that hard work, you're gonna be fine. So you just gotta make sure that every step you take, it is going to work in your favor to get you to point Z. So that's kind of been my motto.
So with your motto, what do you think has also been your key to success?
My key to success has definitely been staying in my faith. And you know, we all stray here and there, but you know, if you have that strong foundation, which I definitely have from growing up in Hampton, Virginia, you know, my grandmother raising me, I stayed in church. Like, I think the only day I wasn't in church was Monday. Like, that's it. Like, Tuesday was choir rehearsal, Wednesday was Bible study, Thursday praise dance, Friday my mom had praise dance, so I was there with her. Saturday was choir rehearsal again, Sunday was Sunday school, church, the nursing home. So we just stayed in church. But definitely my faith and having a very strong support system. So having friends that support me, family that support me, my EGL team is like amazing. I have 2 managing editors. I have an editorial assistant. So just having people that I really trust being able to help me and kind of, you know, pick up the slack when I'm feeling down or I'm slipping up or messing up or whatever. So I think those would be the 2 biggest things. Like, it's really important to have a strong support system that holds you down.
Okay. So of course we mentioned you're the editor-in-chief of EGL. And EGL is doing pretty big numbers. It's a lot of people that is following. Does it become overwhelming?
Yes. So when I first started EGL, so a friend of mine, who you may be familiar with her too, Malonzo. She's out in LA now, but she was here. She went to Howard. She was actually working at a store, and she ran into Yandy Smith's business partner there. And you know, they had a conversation. It was good vibes. They always kept in touch. And I knew Milan. We weren't close friends, but we were in the same classes, and she was moving and shaking on campus. So, you know, we just knew each other from that aspect. And they kept in touch. So one day, I think they had a conversation about Yandy wanting to start this blog and this digital magazine and really wanting to find good people who could help her start it and grow it and all that good stuff. And I came to Milan's mom. So listen, don't burn bridges, keep good relationships. You never know who's watching or who's gonna kind of be that door that's gonna open for you.
Please take that message.
Yes, seriously. So I came on board as a writer, moved on to a managing editor. Probably a year or so later, they promoted me to editor-in-chief. And you know, at that time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this editor-in-chief thing. I kind of saw it as more of a behind-the-scenes type of role, but then it just kind of took on a life of its own, and I kind of became like this face of it and kind of grew my own personal brand. So it was kind of unexpected. It wasn't something that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to be popping. No, I was just really trying to do what I want to do.
And now you're popping.
I mean, people say that, but like, I'm really regular for real. Like, I'm cool. A lot of people, when they first meet me, I'm completely different than what they thought I was gonna be. They're like, oh, I thought you was gonna be stuck up, or, you know, I didn't think you was gonna be cool, but like, I'm cool as shit for real. Yeah. So, now, if I work with you and you not on your shit, then that's a different story.
Understandable.
Right. But it kind of just took on a life of its own. I never imagined EGL growing to what it is now. Me, Yandy, and her business partner kind of always had, you know, a vision for it, and then it just kind of really took on a life of its own. Then we started doing, you know, the Girls Love events. We have a nonprofit sector called EGL Pud, where we mentor young girls. So it's a whole bunch of different moving parts now, but I'm very proud of it. I've pretty much been there since the very beginning. I came in when it was only a digital magazine. There was no blog portion of it. So I've really been kind of that force to drive the blog, and definitely appreciate Yandy and her business partner Latoya for like giving me that creative control and really being like, okay, here, you can do what you want with it. Like, don't go too crazy. Right, like, we trust you, but, you know, we really want you to kind of make it your own vision and take it from there. So they've really been like a great support system, great mentors and big sisters, just kind of navigating this whole industry because there's no set path.
Exactly.
Right. So shout out to them too. So as I said before, having that support system, like I've had a lot of people, I'm not ashamed to say that like I got help. Like people gave me an opportunity. You know, they saw something in me and they believed in me.
A lot of people feel like they can't acknowledge that they got help.
Yep. They want to, I'm self-made. I did it all alone. No, I'm going to give props where props are due. Like someone saw something in me. They saw potential in me. They believed in me. You know, gave me an opportunity and I took it from there. I feel like if somebody brings you in the door and they bring you to the table, it's your job to stay at the table.
Exactly.
And contribute to it. So if anyone's out there and you're trying to, you know, build your brand, do whatever, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to send that email, reach out to somebody. That's what you gotta do, because you're really cutting yourself off. You're limiting yourself when you feel like people always gotta come to you. That's not how it works. I can tell you that right now.
Okay. I hope you guys are soaking up all of this.
Listen.
So you are a part of so many different moving parts of a lot of things. What advice do you have for someone that wants to do what you do?
Well, you can't do what I do because I'm me. I'm joking. I would say really think about if this is really what you want to do. Don't do it because you think, you know, you're going to be popping, or you want a whole bunch of followers on Instagram, or you want to be in the club and you want to be at tables or doing whatever. And although, you know, a lot of those things may help your image, just, you know, being out and kind of having, you know, a presence or whatever on the scene, which is fine. But there are a lot of things that go on behind the scene that aren't, you know, as glamorous as it looks, you know, when we're on Instagram or we're at events covering it or interviewing people. Like when I first started with EGL, I wasn't getting paid. I was paying my own way to New York, getting dressed with Milan in the back of Five Guys, like about to go cover this event. Like that's what we had to do to prove ourselves. Like a lot of people aren't willing to do that. A lot of people aren't willing to work, you know, work a 9 to 5, come home by 7, you know, working from 7 to midnight, you know, planning out from 1 to 3 and then waking up and doing it again. So if that's not what you're willing to do, you don't need to do this, especially when it comes to, you know, media stuff, because it's not something that you're just going to hop into tomorrow and people are going to trust you and you're going to get all this money and all this. It does not work like that. So really think about if it's what you really want to do, and then after you come to that decision, commit to being focused to it. My motto is definitely, the only thing that separates successful people from everybody else is 1, starting, and 2, staying consistent. That's where people slip up. When they're not consistent, can't nobody help you. So wise
words. Okay, so what's next for you for each brand, and what new ventures do you have coming up?
Okay, so for EGL, we have a new look on our site. If you go to everythinggirlslove.com, it's a completely new website. We've been working really hard on it for like the past 5 months, so it's been a crazy ride. I don't ever want to do another website again. Like, whew, Jesus, give us the strength. So we have that, and we also have some mentorship panels coming up. So if anybody is out there watching this and you have a young girl anywhere from the ages of 8 to 18, it's a great program to get involved in. So we go into different like summer camps, after school programs, schools and things of that nature, and talk to the girls just about respecting themselves, loving themselves, embracing themselves, and, you know, expressing themselves in creative, positive ways. So that's really dope. I love that. Of course, the Mix Up Show. Make sure you guys tune in every Monday from 8 to 9. Call in.
Amazing.
Okay.
Right now.
It's so lit. So you don't want to miss it. We have popping topics every week. So make sure you guys tune in. So that's going on. I'm also launching a hair line and a merchandise line later this year.
Ooh.
So keep your eyes out for that. And I also have a startup company with two of my best friends that's kind of in the beginning investment stages. So keep your eyes out. We doing some.
So it sounds like you about to be even more busy.
Yes. So that's going on. And we're just hosting a couple of events, a beauty bazaar brunch in July, and a PR blog intel conference in August. So if anybody's out there and you're trying to be, you know, a blogger, or you already have a blog and you're trying to take it to the next level, or you're a PR professional and you're trying to, you know, really move and shake in PR, that's a conference that you need to be at. It's in August, and you can go to my Instagram for more information on that.
Okay. And before we let you go, let them know where they can find everything to get to you as well as your brands. Okay,
so to find out everything about me, you can go to my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at I am Shay Parker. It's the same for every social media platform. And follow me. Like I like back, I follow back, I comment back. If you don't have no picture, you got 6 followers, and you follow 3,000 people, then you know, I don't know. But yeah, at I am Shay Parker for sure.
And there you have it. This was Conversations with Miss Shay Parker.
Thank you.
This is somebody that you need to know, so follow. Everything will be in the description box below. This was Shotbymlb, and we are out.
Yay!
Yay! Thank you.